Hello, everyone. My name is Izaz Bacha, and thank you for joining me today. I'm an instructor at BCIT in the nuclear medicine program, and uh, just wanted to share with you my implementation for the course that I'm building. Now, there are some caveats here. The nuclear medicine program at BCIT is in a little bit of flux right now. What we're doing is developing uh, a plan for a major program change. So that means the number of credits for the program, outlines, course outlines, and actual materials in the course. When things might be introduced earlier than they are now, so there's a very big process. Um, we are not actually going to go live with this until September of 2024. So we've got over a year here to kind of build things. So I thought for me, taking this course and kind of figuring out how to do things would better help me when we actually went to implement it. Probably next summer, I guess, before things start. And so the caveat is that a lot of things here are going to be placeholder materials, not the actual um, documents as we kind of go through things here. And what I'm going to share with you here is the course that I am using now. And so you can see here, it's actually our current course over here. We've got all the current material. We just got this lovely thing here that says to please ignore. It's my practice course shell. I found out after the fact that IT can create almost like a sandbox for me to kind of test things, try things out in. So I'll be doing that going forward. Um, there's no material here that I don't want current students to look at. They've already graduated. They're not going to come back, but they might get these notifications saying, hey, there's quizzes to do, and they don't actually have to do them. Just makes things a little bit easier, a little bit cleaner for them. And so in my practice course shell here, I've got kind of the review section. Got a video here, got course outline, a weekly schedule. Might be a couple more things I would put in there. I've also got my email here that I'm kind of going to click on. It will open things up for them so they could email me automatically. I'll also put my phone number there in case they need a phone or text me, and kind of say I try and respond within 12 hours or so. Yeah, so with this overview video, it's very short. It's about 2 minutes, which is something I learned from Dwayne in the course earlier. That's the attention span for people. So I've got kind of this is the prerequisite course. This is the course they're doing now, and how they kind of relate, as well as different keys to success for this course. Things to do before the lab, things to do after the lab. I've also got where I would be putting the course outline. This would have kind of the marks breakdown as well as the learning outcomes for the course. However, I don't have any of that information now, and I don't actually have a course name, to be honest. The NMLAB 2101 is a placeholder. So when we get some more details, kind of fill things out. Got a weekly schedule here that I thought that would be handy for them if they wanted to kind of print out and kind of highlight things as they go through. I might actually also put it into the Learning Hub itself, just so that they could better access it. And so yeah, after kind of doing this overview, they've got module 1 here. I've also got a module 2 here that's got nothing inside of it yet. Uh, what used to happen in the first lab was that they would do both this orientation to the gamma camera as well as performing daily quality control. And I found that students were really comfortable with either of those because it was a pretty jam-packed session. Um, it's about a 3 hour, um, 3 hours that we have with them in the lab, and the first third of it or so was them actually listening to me talk, um, just like you guys are doing now. And I found that their eyes kind of started to glaze over a little bit and kind of to repeat things a few times. And so what I want to do going forward is kind of make it almost like a flipped classroom, where what they would do is they would view the video first. And so this one is essentially half of my hour-long lecture into a 6-minute video, right? This is literally almost a PowerPoint that I used, um, just with me talking a little bit. I went into some further details about things I found students had confusion with earlier, and kind of went through different things that were confusing. And I want to spend the rest of the lab time with them, kind of doing this checklist activity here that's got all the different parts of the camera there that were described in the video, making sure that we can actually physically locate it in the camera lab, and then kind of working on handling things, manipulating things so that they would get some more practice with that. I also included some optional further reading if they wanted to. It's a user manual for the Gamma camera. I don't think most students would go and look at that, but hopefully now that there's less lecture and there's less trying to get out at the 3 hour mark, they might be more inclined to kind of look at these resources if they're interested. Um, uh, this obviously I would not do any assessment on or anything like that. I've also added kind of a couple post-lab things, which we didn't really have before. Um, one of the things I kind of added was a discussion. And so for this one, what part of the gamma camera do you find most difficult to use? What part seems most intuitive? Um, Not only does this kind of help them see if other people have got the same problems or issues as they do, or find easy things in common, it also allows me to kind of see what they've got problems with and kind of either help them one-on-one if it's only one person or if it's everyone, kind of realize I've got to get them to learn more about it or get more comfortable with it. And also there's a bit of a quiz for them to do after, just to make sure it's not just in one year out the other type of thing. And so in my mind, I thought I'll split this into two, getting them more comfortable with both module one and then later module two is of paramount importance, because this is what they will do for every future lab. They will be manipulating the camera, they'll be moving it before they acquire anything. They perform the daily quality control to make sure the machine is actually working properly. So the better they kind of the better they kind of get used to the camera at the beginning, they get comfortable with it. It'll make things a lot easier going forward, instead of kind of remembering what they did a few weeks ago, the quality control. I found that even 8 months later in the course, I had to kind of put in instructions on how to perform this quality control, even though they had done it a handful of times. But because they were so far removed from it, they all didn't get a chance to practice it and do it. Um, they they weren't as good with it as they could. And I don't, like I said, I don't actually have any content in here. It's blank for now, but there would be a video here. I might actually add a couple of images as well as what it would kind of look like. Maybe where they would have the position thing, where they had to click on the camera when they start things. Uh, yeah, and so kind of going through the usability guidelines to do the implementation guidelines here. It's going to kind of have a little discussion here about the different components. And so this unit itself, this course is probably going to fit in with physics on our course map, where physics would teach the theory and I would do the hands-on portion of it. Again, things are still up in the air a little bit, um, but I'm confident we'll be able to kind of work all those details out soon. Um, the design approach I started to use was Fink's taxonomy. This was my 3-column bag table that I had made. And so this first lab, kind of getting used to the gamma camera, um, kind of fits everything for the foundational outcomes that I had put down. So identify the different components of the gamma camera. The activity was to post a video of me walking through the gamma camera. And the assessment is to complete the checklist, scavenger hunt. So that seems, to me anyways, like it hits all 3 of those. These other ones are going to be a little bit difficult to do. Um, so using them to take pictures, could add quality control, um, and I really have to build kind of case studies for them to where they would position one of their classmates, and we're not going to be injecting radioactivity into them. Obviously, lots of safety issues there, but I would show them what types of images would come up on our acquisition computer, and then kind of see if they recognize different things from their other courses, whether it was from their pathology course or um, kind of using the physics as looking at artifacts and things like that. It just depends on what we want to kind of emphasize in this specific course, because there are lots of different learning outcomes in the entire program. But what's in the specific course, we still have to kind of jiggle around to figure out. Um, with this course, so the course outline will have the main course goal, learning outcomes, lines up pretty well. Like I said, with this lab, I want it to be more student-centered. I don't want to be a lecturer, a presenter. I want to start off being like a facilitator at the beginning, where they kind of come in with their information, um, and kind of move through the activities. Later, as they get more comfortable, they decide what areas they want to kind of improve, what to learn, kind of become more of a coach. And maybe by the end of this course, I can kind of even become a mentor, um, especially when these guys are getting close to finishing, close to working, graduating. Uh, they might have different needs of me then. With this course, it's blended. Um, Half of that will be kind of online, both pre and post activities like you saw, and the rest of it will be hands-on, because it's very hard to get familiar with the gamma camera unless you are touching the controls, moving things around. Um, yeah, the learning community, the course itself is kind of on Learning Hub, which all of our other courses are. Students are really comfortable with it, using it. I myself will actually need some more practice, kind of figuring things out, playing with things, um, which is why I also need that sandbox there. Um, Everything online is going to be pretty much asynchronous. There won't be any times really that we would have a synchronous um, uh, meet up. Maybe that first week after they've kind of gone over the overview, maybe we can just do a Zoom meeting or something online. Um, yeah, that'd be something to think about. But the rest of it is just when they have time to kind of look through the material before the lab, when they've got time to kind of look at the post lab activities. Uh, yeah, so that's all I've got so far. I'm gonna have one of my colleagues kind of test it out, give me some feedback, things I need to change. Um, I'm sure that first year from September 2024 uh, onwards is we'll get lots of feedback on things that work and things that don't work. And so I'm sure we'll have to adjust things as we go along. But I'm excited about this curriculum change. I'm a little bit nervous as well, but things don't come easy, right? You have to struggle, work a little bit, and that's how we kind of grow and mature. And I just want to thank you all for taking the time to kind of take a look through this, and please let me know if you have any feedback. Thank you.